All right, in this series of conversations, I want to talk to you if a loved one, if someone you know is going through the situation. You might know this person for many years. They might be your spouse, they might be your son, your daughter, they might be your parent, and or your neighbor or a coworker. There might be somebody you care about, and you've asked them, "How are you doing?" They say, "I'm fine," but you know they're not. You know that they're dying inside. And the question, and then people call me. They say, "Look, I want to make an appointment for my son, for my husband, for my wife, for my neighbor." And I say, "Look, if the person's an adult, I got to talk to them. I won't make an appointment for a third party." And then the question always becomes, well, how can I help this person? Because you're always saying, people tell me, you're saying that they need help, but they won't call anybody. They won't seek help. And so how can I help? And I say, okay, it is true. They do need help if they're in this breakdown mode. And how do we understand the breakdown? Look, we all have mechanisms to pick ourselves up. I feel sad, but I listen to music and I feel better. That's an example, right? That it's not what everybody does. I'm giving you an example. The other person says, I feel down today, but I go for a run and I feel so much better. You see, that thing that we do to feel so much better is the tool that we use, the mechanism that we use to make ourselves better. But if the tool itself breaks down, if I cannot use the tool, if I cannot go for the run, if I cannot read the book, if I cannot listen to the music, if nothing works, if the tool that solves the problem itself broke down, now the person is broken and they will not be able to recover on their own. So then the question is, okay, so then how do we help them? Well, they will need somebody who specializes in this type of thing. They do. And few people can help them, and that's just the reality. I'm not going to get into that, but that's true. So the question is, what is your role in this whole thing? If that's a loved one of yours, well, you're not going to be able to help them, even if you are a professional, because the kind of bond that you share precludes that kind of help. You share a different kind of bond, so it won't work. You won't be able to give them the sort of therapy that an impartial person could. But you're the key to this person's healing. You are. But not in that way, not as a therapist. And what they need the most is support. When a person breaks down, some people become unable to talk. It's not that they lost, it's not aphasia, like they cannot speak. It's not that. It's that they don't want to talk about anything. There's nothing to talk about. Life is over. There's nothing to say, right? Help them talk. Not by being impertinent, but by encouraging them to discuss with you what actually happened there.